You may know him from the oil fields of West Texas, Kill Tony with the likes of Joe Rogan, on stages with Roseanne Barr, or you may have walked into the kitchen this morning and seen him with your mom. Please welcome to Secured Sessions, host of your Drunk Uncles podcast, Theo Vaughn, if he had slightly more trauma, Uncle Lazer.
Yeah! Great intro. Best intro I've ever had. The second time around, love it.
So I hear. Even better the second time.
Yeah,
I felt it more in my gut that time, honestly. I think it was better. So how do you feel? You excited to be here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for having me. A little bit of a drive, but it's fun.
Absolutely. So speaking of a drive and being far from existence and anybody, you grew up in a small town.
Yeah, I graduated with 39 people.
How was that for you?
Terrible. And everybody knows everybody. But we lived across the tracks. We're on the poor side.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people didn't really fuck with me. But yeah, it's cool, whatever. I got out of there. Got in the oil field as soon as I graduated high school. And been rock and rolling ever since.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Corpus Christi. So a lot of people, they graduate school and they immediately go to the oil field too. But you can make a lot of money doing that.
Dude, when I quit my job last year, I was making right under $400,000 a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were you like a company man or
No, so I was a directional driller for ConocoPhillips. So right under a company man.
Sick. Yeah, that's a great job, honestly. But you didn't take the other route of getting married right after high school, though.
No, that's fucking retarded.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You don't even know anybody.
Yeah.
You don't even know who yourself is at 18.
Especially if there's 30 people. What are you
doing? Yeah,
you don't know anyone.
Having kids and shit. Like, why you want to do all that? Ruin your 20s? That's dumb.
Yeah, my ex wanted to propose after he was going to be in the oil field. He's like, Rebecca, let's get married. And I was like, no,
I feel like
I'm a child. What do you mean?
I feel like, like, it's a prison out there, right? So, like, where I worked in New Mexico predominantly, and the closest town one way is 2 hours. So when you get off work, it's a 4-hour round trip to, like, if you want to go into town. So you're stuck out there. It's just you and the cactus and the sands.
Not the cactus,
You know, so, like, it gets lonely. So I see a lot of dudes that, like, would marry, like, people back home, so they, like, had security blanket. And I was like, that's a weird way. That's like you're flexing that on somebody. There's a lot of stress coming with that.
Yeah, you've known them since, like, preschool. You don't know who else is out there. There's billions of people in the world, and you think it's, like, Ethel from your first grade class. That's crazy. That's, like, wild to me.
No, it's just, like, cousins and
whatnot. I mean, you never know. In a town that small, you might be. Yeah. It's, like, a risky run.
You're, like, twice removed, maybe.
Did that ever happen in your hometown? Like, someone dating someone they're, like, distantly related to?
I mean, I lost my virginity to my second cousin.
Okay, sick.
See?
Well, what's the story with that?
You know, we kind of knew. Everybody was like, hey, y'all can't do that.
You're like, unless.
That was the best was ever happened.
He just pretended that they didn't
know. Kissing cousin, we're 69 and cousins. You know what I mean?
Love it. As you should. I mean, in a town that small, like, what are you to do? So
exactly.
You don't have options.
You really don't. Just 39 of them. And I guess, like, most are probably your cousins in a place that small as well. The way that we met, the way that you and I connected.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was at an after party,
Who?
I think. His name's Thad. You're like, never heard of him. He made the whole story up. He's just a really big fan. He's like, DM this guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just like, okay, I guess. Like, he has a big following. Let's see. And I was like, look, the only downside of coming on this podcast is any other podcast you ever go on is just going to, like, pale in comparison. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going on Secured Sessions. So
no, it's a cool setup. I like what y'all did here.
Thank you.
So
the rest is
and
just...
I was watching one of your little episodes with Baby Bash. Yeah, so a homie of mine's actually recording with him right now. And I do karaoke with the homies every Tuesday night, Cutthroat Karaoke, shout out Cutthroat.
Yeah.
And we do Baby Sugar How You Get So Fly.
Of course.
We have a version of ours that I posted and he reposted it. So he's a homie. Yeah, we've chatted back and forth. He's cool.
My God.
He's a good dude.
Like 2 degrees from Baby Bash. That's sick. I love that. So your first job, I saw in another podcast, was stealing cats.
Oh, yeah, I want to get into that. And then we'll open,
I would love
that
to.
case of worms. Yeah, so I had a lot of jobs growing up, but one I thought was extremely lucrative was a cat burglar business. So I would steal cats from the rich people's neighborhoods, house cats. You know, I wasn't like I was holding them at like Auschwitz or the Holocaust. It was at my mama's garage, you know, and I got a nice little scratch and post. And it was like a little cat day spa. I gave them the little saucers with the milk. Yeah, it was cool. We just held them until the reward posters came out. Then I go down to like one of the little lumber yards, get one of the Mexican boys down there, give them $100. They take the cat up there and get the reward and bring it to me. I couldn't put my face on it.
Sure.
And you can't steal the same cat twice. You know, there's rules, sanctions to it. And it had not been for my mom's bitch-ass boyfriend at the time when they broke up. He told on us. I got in a lot of trouble.
No.
But I bought my mom a brand new car that summer. And she's a homie because she ran that motherfucker over with her car when she found out. So, yeah, it all comes full circle.
Full circle, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Lion King. You know?
It's like the Lion King. It's like a whole syndicate you had going on there. What gave you the idea? You just saw a cat run by one day or like a poster and you were like, you know what?
Well, we used to steal like eggs and shit from chickens in people's yards. Especially now, the price of the eggs are through the roof. Thanks, Joe Biden. And then, Yes, and I was
We
like,
hate
yo,
him.
we should maybe we just start. Because these cats are just free roaming. These free roam cats. But they got the collars on their necks. So like people gonna pay money for that.
Yeah.
And then because I saw a reward poster for a cat and they're offering like $500. And I was like, looked at my baby brother. I'm like, Drew, we should start taking cats.
Bailey, do we start stealing cats? I'm like, wait a
I mean,
minute.
I'm just
I'm
surprised
not
ain't
like
nobody
above it.
done it longer.
Yeah,
and in
I'm
that
like,
movie, there was a
OnlyFans
movie.
cats.
There was a movie
The
that came
cats.
out like 7 Psychopaths or one of them where they steal dogs, but dogs are harder because they bark.
Yeah,
and
might
they're
bite
loud.
you.
Cats just kind of they lick themselves and just chill. You
Yeah.
know, so
They don't need much. Yeah, you can leave them alone.
How many did you
Self-sufficient.
like have at one time?
I mean, we stole 79 cats that first summer.
And like, what was their average stay with you? How long?
Probably about 2 weeks. That's when people start. It's 3 days until you can file a missing persons report. It's about a week for a cat.
After a week, they're like, it might be dead.
I guess they're so
Or put the
aloof
sign
too. Like you might not know they're missing. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just hiding in like the brush.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
My mom
yeah.
had a cat that would get stuck in the drywall, wouldn't come out for a week. So I mean, cats are weird.
Yeah.
You know?
You never know. That's wild. And no one ever suspected when you showed up with the cat that like you
I
were...
didn't do it. See, I got them
He had the
Mexican boys.
Mexican.
Oh, you had them do both. Like
yeah.
steal the cat in.
I know, I'd take the cat because you got to be able good at that. Just quick
Ah.
snatch and grab, or sometimes you got to shoot them with a fishnet, and then
Okay.
but then I don't want to be associated with it, right? Because the same person keeps showing up all these cats.
They're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Wait a second,
Yeah.
So yeah, the ins and outs with it.
Did you break them off any money from the
Yeah, I give them
billboard?
$100.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Yeah. I'm a nice
He's
guy.
charitable.
He's an honest man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the cat went to their home.
Went to-
Probably.
no one got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I guess on that topic, we've been arrested before. Have you ever been arrested?
I can't really say. It's ongoing. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay away from that topic. You know
Not
what
an
I'm saying?
open case.
What'd y'all get arrested for?
Okay. So
Hell yeah.
Tell the story.
I was in college and my best friend and I lived together. She did not like my boyfriend. And I thought, she might be just like jealous that she's like losing me to this guy. So she comes home drunk, starts beating the shit out of him.
Oh, domestic violence.
Yeah, he leaves. The next day, I'd like go to reconcile with her, like, hey, you can't like
Beat
hit
up
someone.
my boyfriend.
Yeah. And she goes, no, I'm going to the police and I'm telling them that he hit me. So me, just, ride or die at 21.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just got to fight this bitch right now so that it takes the heat
Did you
off of
just
this
swing on that
situation.
girl?
Wow.
Yo, you're a homie.
Wow.
Yo.
My
I
story's
was
so
like,
opposite.
you know what? I'm just gonna beat the shit out of her, but she didn't fight back.
Oh,
So then,
you look like an asshole.
yeah, and then she called the cops on me. But like, shout out to my dad, got me the lawyer. We're good. It's
There
all
you
good.
go,
Wow.
dude. There
We
you
love
go.
him.
Yeah.
Mr.
yeah.
Harris, a writer. Mine's nothing like that. It's so much worse. So, how I told you in the last episode we did together that hasn't aired yet that I, in my hometown, dated a drug dealer or two. Perhaps. That's
I'm
what they
starting
do.
to like y'all a lot now.
Yeah. Like that was, it was my thing. And in Corpus Christi, it's like how you had just like cousins. We just had drug dealers. There wasn't much of a dating pool.
I've spent a lot of time down in Corpus. So
Yeah, like a lot of oil-
Brewster Street. I go down there all the time. Get
Yeah,
fucked up.
we-
Yeah.
Great burgers there. We love Brewster, but also just like a slew of drug dealers in that city. So who am I to date, right? I had my boyfriend in the oil field, but then when that didn't work out, I was like, well, what are the options? Obviously, like someone who's selling kilos of drugs, right? So we were dating. And he would like go on his escapades. There wasn't a lot of trust there, rightfully so. And so I was like, I need to get this guy back. Like he's been like really messing with my mental state. What can I do that's like harmless, but enough to just really ruin his day? So
Wow.
I break into his house. through
Y'all
the
got some
garage.
drama. Hell yeah.
Like Corpus Christi, yeah. I break into his house through the garage. His roommate's not there. I had checked with like his roommate's girlfriend. This was like organized, right? I steal all of his left shoes. All the batteries out of the remotes. Just anything to really just majorly inconvenience him. I'm like, surely I won't get in trouble for this,
Right.
right?
Light work.
Exactly. Like nothing crazy, no bodily harm. I'm not stealing cats or anything, right? So next thing I know, the police show up at my house and they're like, no, that's theft. Like the amount of stuff that I stole, I guess like the value added up above a certain threshold.
$2,000.
Yeah, to where you have to actually like go to jail.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
It's-
What kind of psychopath takes the batteries out of the remote. And then
Yeah.
you only still, honestly, that's brilliant. Left-handed
I know.
shoes
I know.
or
I know.
left-footed shoes,
Yeah.
incredible.
Just wanted to like inconvenience him to the utmost capacity. Like I don't remember what else I did, but it was just like the most inconvenient things I could possibly think of. And I was like, look, I don't want to like hurt him. I just want him to have a bad day.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to break his leg. I just want to like sprain his ankle.
Yeah.
You know?
And like,
so,
why would he go to the cops? You know?
yeah, like why are you as a man going to the police? Like retaliate
I'm gonna
or
be honest
something.
with you. I didn't know the perfect woman existed until you just told me this.
Thank you.
story.
I've
That is
heard that many
fucking
times.
incredible.
There
Yeah.
might
You
be
made
a
that boy walk
proposal.
around with 2 right-footed shoes all
Exactly,
damn day,
just
dude.
flopping around.
My
like,
God.
yeah. How are you as a man gonna have 2 right shoes and call the cops? Like, pick a struggle. You know what I
At
mean?
least he didn't try to kill you though. That's cool.
Well,
you know?
that's
But wait, there's more.
another story, guys. But yeah, like speaking of active cases. But have you ever been in love? Speaking of which, would you say?
Yeah, one time. I thought
Okay.
I was in love a couple other times. Like I was almost married with one.
I thought you were in love right now.
I am in love. But
Okay,
take me to
good for you.
Sonic first. Relax.
got it. Fine, I'll-
No, I was in
I'll
love
calm
with
down.
this. She was a witch. She was like a real witch. Like she was into the horoscopes and stuff.
Oh wow.
And so I learned about all that stupid shit. And then, but I liked the way she it was like more than just like, I liked the way she smelled. Like I was like, her pheromones I was attracted to.
it's a
Like,
thing.
and like we started doing gay shit. And that's when I knew like, I like kind of, she wasn't very good in public around people. Though like one-on-one, we were like soulmates. But when
Yeah.
we get in, like I one time went to Olive Garden and it's a high Italian restaurant, high cuisine
I've
restaurant.
never
You
been
know,
able to
you know
afford
the
it.
Olive Garden?
I can't afford it. No, I've never been.
Incredible. But I opened the door for these girls in front of us just to be nice, and she literally turns to me and she's like, who are they and which one have you fucked? And I'm like, Jessica, we haven't even, you want to ruin like free breadsticks and salad? You want to ruin that right
Oh.
now? So yeah, but she was super toxic. I was super, for the first time it made me think there was shit wrong with me, but I'd never had a relationship that was at turmoil up until that point in my life. Like I'm like pretty good for, a breakup suck in general,
For sure.
but I've usually remained somewhat friends or cordial with ex-lovers and stuff, but not with her. She was, she tried to stab me with a knife and blame it on the full moon. You know what
Oh,
I'm
wow.
saying? Shit like that. She was toxic. But yeah, I like legitimately loved her.
It's understandable. Sometimes you get stuck in those situations. I mean, look at me breaking into a garage. You know what I mean? It happens to the best
Dude,
of us.
good
It really
pussy
does.
or dick does that to you. I'm
It
telling
does.
you.
Interesting.
I'm
Right?
telling you.
Mhm.
It makes
Yeah.
we created a joint Facebook account together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just
y'all
gay
in the
shit.
pic together.
Yeah.
Just back to back in the picture,
Yeah,
like yelling at
like someone cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like relax,
Someone
relax.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Mhm, always. So was her like trying to stab you the end of it? That was the last straw?
Oh no.
okay.
That we just started making love after that. It was crazy.
do that,
Like, it's
yeah,
just
makes
tight, just
sense.
pussy like a snapping turtle, just nuts. But no, a funny thing. Like so, literally, I forget what exactly was the tipping point of it, but we stopped all communication. Done. I hadn't seen her in almost a year, I would say, and Worst Fest is going on down in New Braunfels down there,
Yeah.
right? And she like messaged me out of the blue, like, "Are you going to be there? Because I don't want to run into you." I was like, "You clearly want to talk to me. That's why you did that." Okay, so we kind of like started bullshitting back and forth, and we decided, okay, we're going to hang out. And I tried to invite her to Thanksgiving, and my mom was like, "Do not bring that girl over here." And she was like, "I hate that girl. Don't bring her over."
Yeah.
So like whatever, we hung out, and then we were like chilling. We went and got some pasta, and she got mad. I like forgot her birthday or something. Like it's been a year. I don't remember your
Oh,
birthday.
no. Yeah.
And she flipped shit, and she threw a whole thing of pasta at me in my room while I'm laying in bed, and like splattered against the wall. And I was just we got in a huge like argument tussle, and I was like, okay, this is you're not going to therapy, so. So
Nothing's gonna change.
nothing's
yeah.
gonna change. It's just like some people they just bring out certain things in other people, I guess.
Yeah, like out of character. It makes you act like a certain way.
It
that
makes you out of
normally
pocket,
wouldn't.
for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely felt. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a paranormal encounter with like a
I love
ghost?
the paranormal.
Do you?
Oh my God, I got
Let's
the
get
best.
into it. As do I.
I had the best idea for the best show. So
Go
like,
ahead.
you take a bunch because growing up, I like would watch all the ghost hunting shows, and I have like spirit boxes and shit. Like we'll go to the graveyard and like look for
Ooh.
ghosts and shit.
Oh damn.
But I was like, what if you take a bunch of comics who are naturally good on camera? Because if you watch one of them episodes and no one finds anything, it's kind of a boring episode. But if
Yeah.
you have comics who start fucking with each other midway through, and then you take an eighth of mushrooms halfway through, and you got to differentiate between reality and what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
But yeah, I've
That's
had like
horrifying.
my daddy lived in when my mom and daddy divorced. He had a house that was haunted by an old woman, and I remember one time my dad worked at night. And this is when I was still in high school. So like all the windows in his room were like blacked out so he could sleep during the day.
Yeah.
And I just so happened to be in that room and I was like watching TV or something and the door swung open and then the bed started shaking like that. It scared the shit out of me. So yeah, that shit's real.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is that the craziest thing that's happened to you, or have you had like a more wild encounter than that one? Or the rest is just kind of small stuff?
I mean, it ain't paranormal, but like alien shit.
Yeah. What happened with that?
In Fairchild, out kind of towards where I live, I was rabbit hunting one evening at nighttime with my cousin, and we're like on the corner of like just a cornfield. You know, it already been cut down and shit like that, and we're looking for rabbits and shit. And I remember shining a light, my flashlight, and it reflected back, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And we walked up to it, and it's hard to describe, but it was only like this thick, like at the very center, and then it like got super small and thin, and it looked kind of like an orange metallic color, but it looked like if you threw a rock at it, it looked like it would be like kind of like wavy, like right. And then it made a big ball of light in the center so much you had to turn away, like hurt your face like a welding light. And it did that 4 times, and we're just sitting there in shock, like, what the fuck is this? And then it just kind of hovered above, and then boop, it was gone.
Oh my
that was probably
God.
the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, I believe it. I think it's just crazy that people think that we're the only thing out here. You know what I mean? There's got to be more.
I mean, this is mathematically impossible.
Yeah,
Right?
there's no way.
If the universe made us and all that shit and settled on just us, they aimed super high and settled for super less.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Like,
what
it's the
I'm
best y'all could do, really.
saying?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
I've never
so
heard of
like
that.
superstitious. My friend out there, Alex, like both of our grandparents are from Mexico, and her grandma told her that if you watch scary movies, it like channels that energy into your life. That used to be my favorite type of movie. Now I can't watch them.
Yeah, it's
Can't
like
do
a vibe thing, right?
Yeah,
Like to kinda
something
sit in
like that.
mindset.
Totally.
But also, like, I've just had weird shit happen. Like, one time it was Thanksgiving Day. I was super hungover because everyone was out the night before Thanksgiving, is that, you know, the story goes. And I'm sleeping at my friend's house, and it was a new place she had just gotten. They were all eating. No one was there. And I got woken up by someone saying, like, Rebecca. And I was like, what? I was like, hello? I thought it was her brother. No one was there. But, like, I heard it, like, clear as day. I was, like, half asleep, half awake. Like, you know, like a hangover sleep, you're, like, still cognizant.
Right.
But definitely heard it. So I called her, and I was like, did Eric stop by? Was anyone here? And she's like, no. And I told her what I heard, and she's like, oh, is it a guy? I was like, what? And I guess she had heard the voice too, just like walking around, like, yeah, crazy.
Oh my
Like,
God.
well, I will not be returning.
So this is actually pretty funny. A guy that I worked with in the oil field, his like wife or whatever cheated on him and was gonna leave him, right? So they're splitting. And so she's like, look, I'm gonna be at work, you know, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they're splitting up. But he was like a tech guy, like he was good with like tech instruments and shit like that. So he like went to the apartment to get all his shit. Well, he put these little tiny fucking voice recorders, like these little things that make sound that he would record his own voice on them. And he hid them in like light fixtures and under the couch, in the couch. And it would go off like ever so often and would say her name, but in
my
his
God.
like in a disgruntled voice. It got so bad that her new lover was like going crazy and they had to split because he thought something kind of curse thing was on him. I was like,
iconic.
that's fucking brilliant, my
Yeah.
guy. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah.
Like, that's so iconic. Just me, like, puts that in the memory bank. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's not taking a shoe. That
Yeah,
might be
instead of
easier.
left-hand shoes, just make your house haunted. Yeah.
Exactly. Damn, that's so
Damn.
smart. Imagine. Huh.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on Ozempic?
What is that?
Really?
Oh, the diet
I
pill?
like just called that he was
it's
gonna
like
say that.
it's like an injection. So, not that I would know, but I'll fill you in case I did. So, basically, it's like a diabetic medication.
Oh, they were
but-
talking about this in the green room the other night.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like a
all
bunch
the-
of like Instagram models and stuff are on it now to get skinny because you just don't get hungry at all.
Yeah, it suppresses the fuck. So does meth. Meth does that too. So,
Yeah.
you know.
There's steps you could probably take before meth. I guess it's like legal meth for now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just saying like Adderall does the same thing, curbs my appetite and shit. Like that
Facts,
can't be
yeah.
good for you the long run of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't be.
Apparently-
It's gotta fuck up your metabolism to some of this, like,
Yeah,
For sure.
it like slows your digestion. Apparently,
But you
that's, like-
inject it? I didn't know I thought it was pill.
No, it's a whole injection. Yeah, it's like a little insulin needle, and you just like inject
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah. Do you think you would ever do that or no?
I would just do math at that point,
That's
right?
fair
It's the
enough.
same shit. Math
Yeah.
got a little stigma, a little chicken speed. and
Yeah,
everything.
for sure.
Have you ever
Um,
done meth?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the oil field, everybody live on that. Yeah, smoke it
Oh.
out of a light bulb. Oh yeah.
A
Smoke it out of a
bulb.
light bulb.
Yeah.
How? Like,
So you
why?
crack the light bulb open, you put salt in there to get the white film out because the film will make you sick. When you put the meth in there, light it, smoke it out with a pen.
Okay.
I'm not that guy anymore, okay?
Okay.
But you guys are looking at me like you're judging. But yeah, no, I have.
I'm just
before.
thinking. I'm like,
I
there's
know.
plenty of light bulbs in this room.
Yeah,
I'm just
well,
kidding.
you know, it's got to be a certain type.
Kidding, unless.
I'm imagining it happening.
Yeah, a bunch of
Yeah,
people
so
in
like,
like
because some of that, you know, you can't have, so when I go out there, you can't drink or anything, right? Because I'll have people show up in big ass SUVs with dogs and shit like that looking for booze, because you're not supposed to have booze or gun or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like meth's like super easy to, hide or whatever. And it's, other drugs, I guess, and it don't stay in your system that long. But yeah, dudes would like, they don't want to like keep a crack pipe or a glass pipe on them, so they'll just make it out of a light bulb and smoke it. And then you stay up and be able to do your job. Because there's sometimes at work, I just stay up like almost 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard to do normal,
Yeah,
So,
you need to expect people to take drugs.
Yeah, it's kind of like an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then nobody talks about it, but they know how are they getting all this work done type shit.
Exactly. So is that like the craziest drug that you've done?
Yeah, I've never done anything with needles. I'm scared to death of needles. I got a fuck ton of tattoos, but I actually hate needles like injecting me.
Yeah.
So, I need ketamine. I mean, everybody does ketamine.
So besides that,
Y'all don't do ketamine?
Yeah.
it scares the fuck out of me.
Why, dude?
Well, so
Just like, yeah. Like,
let me
so
tell
normal.
you a great story. So when I first moved to Austin, of course, from Corpus Christi, right? No one does ketamine there. No one knows like like do cocaine like an adult, right? So like I moved to Austin, and my friend Estelle's like, if you're at a party and you see like white powder, just make sure you ask, not that I do it, but if I were to, that it's like, just figure out what it is. Find out if it's like ketamine or blow. And I'm like, what's ketamine? She's like, it's a horse tranquilizer. I'm like, what's wrong with you people in Austin? What do you mean? Who would want to be tranquilized? So sure enough, I show up to this party, and this girl's just on the ground in the bathroom, just looking like distraught.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, hello, like, do you need assistance? Can I help you? She's like, oh, I'm just like in a K-hole. I'm like, that's terrifying. I will not be doing that.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, you can go that route. That's with any drug, you do too much. But I mean, I don't understand like how people do it at parties, like out in public. I've got a little bit of tolerance to it now, so I'm able to. But it's something like if you're with a group of friends chilling at the house or something, and just kind of sit on the couch and just kind of like vibe. But haze for horses and ketamines for horses. At the end of the day. So.
Yeah. It just scares me. I don't know. There was one time that I actually did try it. I'm not gonna lie, but
did you like it?
No.
Okay.
I was on a boat in San Diego. It was like a yacht party thing. And my friends were like, just do it. Like, you'll feel fine. And I do. And all of a sudden, everything just kind of like shrinks in. It's like, It's like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I need a stimulant immediately. Like, I can't.
And then you snowball with Calvin Klein. Yeah, dude.
Oh, Calvin Klein.
You got
yes.
hypothetically.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I have a really high drug tolerance. Like, I was never really a drug user besides weed up until like a year ago. And like, my body just like gets that out so quickly. Like, I just never get that fucked up. And it's kind of scary.
Really?
Yeah.
You take antidepressants?
No. I just smoked weed for
like maybe we
10 years straight.
Yeah.
And now
well,
my
like
body's
sometimes
like,
antidepressants can fuck. Like if you take like, I forget, I think it's Zoloft or maybe it's one of them other ones. But like if you take that, it blocks your RSI receptors is the shit that makes you like, your dopamine like functions. So like if you take mushrooms and you take antidepressants, or you take Molly and you take antidepressants, like you won't trip. You won't feel the effects from it because the RSI receptors that like makes the dopamine transfer throughout your brain and give you that euphoric feeling, it blocks them all.
Interesting.
So,
right?
Yeah, fun fact.
What's blocking mine?
Life.
What's wrong with me? Just built different.
Built different.
Yeah, dude, built Ford tough.
What's the craziest drug story that you have? Like a time when you've like done too much of something, or just something where you did something like super outlandish?
So there's a Renaissance Festival down there in Houston, right there. And so we go out there and we take acid all the time. It's a great time, right?
Love that.
And so we took a couple hits of acid or whatever, watching the fireworks. I ate one of them turkey legs that cost like $27. And instantly I got Crohn's disease, so instantly I gotta go shit, So, but I don't want to like shit in front of everybody and like a bunch of people. So I go like to the very far bathroom in like the back of the festival. And there's a handicapped bathroom stall and it's open. I'm like, all right, good spacious room, So I get in there and like I thought I'd already kind of peaked on my acid and I had not. And then I get in the bathroom by myself and I look at the floor and it's like quicksand. And then I look at the wooden, fucking thing I'm in and all the naked ladies are dancing in the wood stuff. And then I look up and then the ceiling's coming down on me. And like on mushrooms, you can like close your eyes, count to 3, open them, and you can kind of be cool for a sec. With that much acid, you can't. You close your eyes, you're back in it. And so I'm freaking out. And then a dude in a wheelchair comes in and tries to get in the fucking, he's like, hey, I need to go. I'm like, I'm in here fighting my demons, man. And I laid in there for like fucking 30 minutes trying to grasp life. And then I walk out and it's just him and another guy in a wheelchair staring at me like real able-bodied man in there. But all these other I just took off running.
No, you gotta limp out. I've done that.
Damn, that'd have been good.
I've done that. I have limped out.
Just a line of like 10 people in wheelchairs, like, hello, like, let us in.
No, you limped out.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, limp out. That's actually, I'm probably gonna start doing that, Big Buck Frank.
Next time you're on acid at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
One time I took acid and watched Midsummer. That was terrifying and not ideal.
Or Fear and Loathing.
I love Fear and
I
Loathing,
do love
actually.
but I watched it on acid before. It ain't my favorite.
Yeah, that was my Halloween costume one year.
Really?
Was Fear and Loathing, yeah.
I have
What
it
about
tattooed
you?
on my arm.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience, Bailey? Like a crazy like drug experience where you did too much of something?
The first time that I ever did mushrooms, I was like, I don't feel this. Like I'm good. I'm fine. I don't really go out. So like this was a one-off time where my friend was hooking up with this DJ. She's like, come dance. I'm like, all right. So we go to like his little after hours thing and I'm bored because I don't drink. So I'm like, I'm just gonna smoke some weed and, you know, vibe the rest of this night out because I don't really want to be here. Blacked out, like grained out, like everything's turning black. And I'm like starting to sit down on the floor. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking pass out. And my girlfriend's like, get up. We're gonna get kicked out. You can't sit on the floor in a club.
Oh no.
I'm like, I can't see anything. Thankfully, my other friends came and they were like, you're gonna be okay. I'm like, literally, I feel like I'm dying. Like, I can't even see you right now.
Oh no.
They left in an Uber with me, but like, that's about as bad as it's gotten because
The dying shit sucks.
no, I was freaked out. When you start to not like literally your vision's gone.
Yeah, you're like
It's
having a
just
stroke
black.
at that point.
Yeah.
Might be, yeah.
I don't even know where I am anymore. So
Yeah, that's no
the
good.
worst. What about you?
I think I don't know if I talked about it on the last podcast, but when my friends got back from Tulum, they brought shrooms with them and they were like, it's the best shrooms I've ever done. Like, you have to try it. So we're on Rainy Street in Austin and I don't feel anything. Like, all my friends are like dancing around, having the best time. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like starting to get mad. I'm like, I don't feel a single thing. And usually I have like a low tolerance. I was like, I'll give it more time to kick in because I don't want to take too much. And they're like, you know what, Rebecca, just take the bag. Just take the whole thing. I'll do it. And I'm like, never been a bitch. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna face this whole bag of shrooms. So I do. I still don't feel anything. Time passes. We're sitting in, I think, like Bungalow or something, RIP, and I'm on like a little stage area. Next to me is my friend Jenny. I turn to her, and all of a sudden, she looks like a horse. Yeah, her
Hell
face,
yeah, Jenny.
a literal, yeah, right? Like, where's she at? So her face starts melting then, and I was like, no, this isn't good. I turn to my ex, who I was with at the time, and he's just like shrooming. So I tell him, and he starts laughing, but the laugh just sounds maniacal. Because I'm on shrooms, so it's like, whoa. I'm like, oh no, this is terrible. So
being
like,
in public sucks with it. Oh my God.
exactly. And I was like, I have to go. Like, I need to go. So I go to another bar, like a quiet corner, and I'm petting like a stranger's dog, just like trying to calm down.
Yeah, bring yourself back.
Yeah, it was no good.
Sometimes when I smoke weed, I get like real bad anxiety for some reason, which is fucking weird. But like, I can do mushrooms, ketamine, cocaine all night. And then I'm at this party and this girl hands me this joint and I take 2 hits of this joint and I'm like, all right, I'm having a stroke. I was like, I need to call my mom, tell her to come pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like drove home, sat in the shower for like 30 minutes to an hour contemplating, should I call an ambulance? And then I was like, I'm just gonna sleep this stroke off. Fuck it. If I die, I die.
Literally, I think that it's wild that like weed just doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it can make you feel crazy. Like I, big pothead for 10 years of my life, like smoked every single day, would try to get as high as possible.
God damn, dude.
And I would literally feel like my brain was bleeding, like a lot. Like just thinking I'm having a heart attack, my ears are filling with blood, my brain is filling with blood. And I would just be like, I'll never be one of those people who like says that they got too anxious when they were high and stopped smoking. Like those people are pussies. And it's like, why was I putting myself through that?
Yeah.
Over and
Could
over
never be
again.
me. I can't smoke at all. I get anxious too. Like,
Yeah,
I get
she
the worst
seems
anxiety. Like, I could do like hypothetically, like any like upper, whatever, like my worst washing. But like, I cannot do downers and I can't smoke at all.
Yeah.
Like even secondhand, like people think I'm kidding. But if I'm sitting in a group environment and there's secondhand weed and I get a little bit high, I'm like, oh, guys, like,
Yeah,
I
you gotta
like,
start manually breathing. Like,
yeah.
yeah, dude, it's the worst.
You
man.
forget how to breathe
Yeah,
even.
it's the fucking worst.
I'm like, how do I even do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's because like in high school, I thought like I was a little stoner. I tried to be cool. I was like, I'm a little skater, like whatever. I smoke.
You
Can't do
got
it.
big Avril Lavigne vibes, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, with the beanie and stuff.
The real
dude.
one or the clone one?
See, we've had that discussion too. She gotta be. That's a clone. That woman's dead.
Thank
I
you.
100%
For those
agree
of you
with
watching
that.
that
Yeah.
didn't, in another episode, I was talking about her and Gucci Mane both being clones, and no one believed me. No one wanted to listen. but I'm telling you.
Dude, at one point, Gucci Mane used to follow me. He only followed like 20
Really?
people, and I was one of them. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
he was
Guys,
a
we need to
fan.
pause
Snoop
real
Dogg
quick.
shared one of my videos one time, and he like started following me after that. It was pretty dope.
Dang,
Oh
that's
my
sick.
gosh.
I feel like birth control is really bad for you. Like, it just like fucks you up.
Oh,
all
I
around.
have
Like,
not been on that in a long time.
But
Yeah.
then some people, there's adverse effects. Like, I know a girl, if she doesn't take birth control, she breaks out terribly in acne.
ooh.
Yeah, but your body just needs to cleanse that shit out. Like you gotta ride through the like terror
You
of
think so?
post-birth control.
You don't think it's genetic with some things?
I think maybe, but I don't know. I broke out when I first went off of it, and my
Yeah.
skin's like pretty damn clear now.
Yeah, you do got good skin.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna say that.
I think it's
Thank
your
you.
body like cleansing for sure.
Well, it's stopping all of your natural hormones from occurring. It's just pumping fake ones. You're not even getting a period. You're having a withdrawal bleed.
Damn.
So like you could be like
Whoa.
50, taking birth control. You're still gonna bleed, even though you're not
Bro, I'm just
supposed to
gonna
be
go live
bleeding.
off the land. I don't know. This is too
Yeah.
much. I feel like
Get a couple
everything-
chickens.
Literally, like just use condoms. You know, play
Well,
safe.
You know,
Well,
we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're just not
See.
we might as well just dry hump at that fucking point. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
At
listen.
the 8th grade formal.
Just hold it at the 8th grade.
Kate and I were actually talking about this. If you never like start with somebody, like if you don't start raw dogging, if you just start with condoms, you kind of forget what it's like.
I
So,
love the
like,
idea in theory,
I
but like
mean,
who? Well,
Listen.
anyway, sorry, Dad. Like, anyways.
I mean, listen, it's 2024, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know. Try
I'll
to be
ask
less
some of my
nasty.
guy friends. Like, I've asked them before. I'm like, when was the last time you used one? None of them have known.
This is
not a one.
disturbing. This is
I never even
fucked
had
up.
STD either, which is crazy.
Really?
Which is
Wow.
I've got like staph infection from like a whirlpool jacuzzi at a strip club. but,
Okay.
like
Oh.
not.
A jacuzzi at a strip club sounds kind of sick, though.
It's got the consistency of like egg drop soup. It was very weird. But me, salt, pepper, cinnamon, and nutmeg got in there, and it was a fucking. She was a guy, I
Please.
think, but
Oh,
whatever.
That's
you know.
okay.
yeah.
You're
I don't know.
progressive.
You were down for that, or were you fucked up when you decided
Oh,
to do
it
that?
was $100 cover to get in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like in the club, which is like expensive, but it was all you could drink for free alcohol. And I'm
Okay.
like, I get turned.
Wow.
on
You were
$100.
blasted.
Yeah, I was blasted. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in that whirlpool jacuzzi. But I had like from work, I pinched myself with a pipe wrench.
Mhm.
So I had like a cut like around like my like waist area and my pelvis. And I guess being in that water, I got staph and I had to get
Oh.
treated for
Yeah.
MRSA. I was in the hospital and shit. It was bad.
They were like, "How'd you get this?" You're like,
Yeah, well, I really can't tell you. You
I
know,
can
like,
explain.
yeah.
The
It was
gym,
not the strip club.
whatever you
jacuzzi.
think, not a jacuzzi at the strip club, anything with that. How do you feel about Matt Rife and the hate he's getting recently? Are you
So
a fan?
I was in Louisville, how I like to say, but they get mad when you say that. Over New Year's, and I was supposed to have shows, and he was in town doing shows across the street from the other club,
Mm.
which sucks because that's gonna hurt my ticket sales because he's the most handsomest motherfucker in the world right now.
Debatable.
Yeah, right.
But
We need more spice.
my shows got canceled because the club I was from had the whole staff got, I guess, the new COVID variation or whatever. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a real thing, but yeah, they couldn't even like staff the bar. So he like let me come over and open up for him on one show. And let me
Wow.
tell you something about Matthew Rife, okay? Handsome young man, and he's a damn good comic, okay? But one thing I seen out of him that I'd really, not that I didn't expect it or didn't know, it's just something that, you know, they don't bring to light. Like he does like a Q&A thing, or at least he did that show. We're all on stage together, riffing and playing with the crowd. And there was a girl, and you could tell she was like handicapped a little bit, not like full on, like, but she can still park at the front of like the stores and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
Yeah.
use that one porta potty at the Renaissance.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
can. But like, you know, she had a little bit of a speech impediment and stuff, but she literally told him, she's like, I drove 4 hours. I live with my grandma. I take care of my grandma. She's like, I drove 4 hours. I made you these bracelets. And like, she was like in shock, like in tears, getting to talk to him. He like stopped the whole show, put on the bracelets, spent like 20 minutes talking with her and shit like that. He's like, I'm sending all my guys back. We're gonna get you all the merch we got for free, this and that. Like, it's like I get kind of teary-eyed thinking about it. It was a real
Yeah.
Hallmark moment. I'm like, dude, he's the biggest star in the world. He didn't have to do that. He's a fucking genuinely nice guy. So all that feedback like that, look, controversy creates clicks. We're talking about it because of
Yeah.
that, right? Now, what he does is off time with his lady friends, hell, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But how he doubled down in it with the helmet thing, I thought it was fucking brilliant. I think he's strategic in everything he does, and he's a fucking great-ass human being. He's one of the nicest people I've met in this line of business. Hands down. Shout out, Matt.
Nice. I mean, we are Team Brooke Schofield in this household. However,
Oh, shit, I didn't know.
It's
You know
okay,
what I'm
it's
saying?
okay.
But
We
I'm
ride
just
for
saying
their
from like,
podcast.
I'm like, Brooke, get in here. Just kidding.
you see and read stuff in the tabloids and stuff, and
Yeah.
everybody paints their picture a certain type of way. But genuinely get to meet him and stuff like that, I was like, damn, dude, like he's genuinely like a nice human being. And I have met some pretentious assholes in this line of work where it's just like, oh, I would never fuck with that person. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he genuinely was a good dude. Now, and his other business with the ladies, hell, I don't know. But I know he was nice to that woman. He took the time out of the show to be that. And that, to me, felt genuine.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
1 point for Matt Rife. He's still in the negatives, but he's moving up. That's good.
So
Yeah.
but I don't read just because I don't know how. But
illiterate.
what's the big thing with him right now?
I just watch like YouTube. I don't really read either, to be honest. I can't tell you the last time I did.
Hell
Based on what I have seen. On Tana Mojo's podcast canceled, her co-host is Brooke Schofield, and I guess Brooke was dating Matt. And come to find out, he was also dating just like a plethora of other girls.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, and then I guess he went on the Stiff Socks podcast with, who was that? The comedian, what's his name? The blonde guy.
I don't remember.
He used to do like the videos. I think he had like Vine. Anyway, he went on there and just like spoke super negatively of her like little lady parts and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he really, I know.
Well, you know.
Well, he was just saying like he preferred basically everything that wasn't her when talking about women. And I
Just the
think as
opposite.
women, we're just like, damn, you're
Yeah.
sleeping with me, but like everything about me, even my
Yeah.
punani,
So
you
yeah.
prefer the opposite.
I guess
so.
they started a group chat. Like one of the girls
There
started
was
a
like
chat
40
with.
girls or
Yeah,
some shit like that?
yeah.
Well, yeah, if they're not going to shit chant. I mean, look, dude, it's all perspective and everybody, there's your side of the story, there's their side of the story, and then there's the truth.
And 40 women's side of the story.
Yeah, well, 40. Well, you may, you know. But
Could
I
have been
mean, look,
39.
I mean, do we just trust men in general? Like, we shouldn't be giving them that much credit that
He's like, I
anyone's
gotta
going to
go.
be loyal.
Yeah.
well, I just think,
Who do you think lies more, men or women?
I know who cheats more
Who do you
is
think?
women.
Really?
And they're better at it too. If a
Mm.
woman gets caught cheating, it's because she wanted to get caught. It's for you to know, right?
Crafty,
I think
yeah.
women are more strategic. I think women are by nature more nurturing individuals, right? More caring, and I think they're a little more susceptible to men because of that, right? Like so. But I mean, at the end of the day, look, like my daddy's never told me he loves me, like never told me, but like he's like, I got you,
Yeah.
right? So it's like it's a trust thing. Like you know, like you gotta like. Relationships are weird and scary because like you were instilling all your faith into another counterpart that could just like mortify you or cut you down. You need to be more valid in your selection process of who you're choosing to do that with. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not. I don't think by nature we're supposed to be monogamous creatures. We're the only mammals outside of dolphins and penguins that mate for life. You know what I'm saying? So like. If you're going to take that bridge of faith with somebody, it's got to be like your person, like your absolute ride or die, beating the bitch up because she said it was good. Like you got to have that kind of energy for somebody. And you got to be able to reciprocate that with that other person. I think that's what most people. I think people settle and do shit out of necessity just because they're scared of being alone, and that's never something you take in to a relationship. I need you because I don't want to be alone. It's like no, I need you because I fucking need you type shit.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Anyways, I
Totally
may get all
agree.
gay, but.
No, I mean, it's true. Well, it's-
Totally agree.
Yeah, and it's like how we were talking about getting out of high school and getting married. You know what I mean? Coming from a small town, that's so prevalent. Like, you get married, they go to the oil field, you have babies. I was like, what the fuck?
It's instilled in you at that young age. It's what you
Mhm.
see. You're a product of your surroundings. But I think you have to break that mold. And like true love is hard to find. You know, real true love. Like not even like women and female, like your friends, like people that they say if you know somebody for 7 years, like typically you'll know them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's just like you gotta pick your poison, but pick your fucking people too. you know?
Yeah.
So
100%.
Well, and expand your horizons. Like, do you really think your soulmate is in Corpus Christi, Texas? Do you really
Yeah.
think?
yeah, I mean, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, there's just so many people out there. You know, I think that was part of it for me. You know, it's like out of everyone in the whole world, do I really think the person I'm supposed to marry is like here in this tiny little town? Probably not.
Yeah, and
so-
like a lot of things too, like I do well with prior even to doing this fame shit. Like I always like was good with women and stuff like that. But like I've gotten to a point now, especially with this line of work and stuff, like if I don't like your, you know, you can be the finest woman in the world and stuff. But if you just have a terrible personality and you're not a vibe, I mean, I'll say hi, hello, I'll be cordial with you, but I don't want to fuck with you. Like I don't like that energy. Like you spend so much time like giving a person your energy and shit like that. It should be reciprocated back. Like you want someone that's gonna be a vibe. Because one day you're gonna be 60, 70 years old on a rocking chair and your titties are gonna sag and my wiener's not gonna work. It's like all we're gonna have then is each other. And that's the part you need to figure out first before you jump into bed with someone, I think.
I agree, 100%. Not me crying
All
at
right,
that.
take me to Arby's. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. Sonic even, a blast, mozzarella stick or two.
So can we try? Is this like a shot thing? What is
It's.
this?
I mean, you could if you were feeling a little frisky, but like,
Oh, it's like a drink
It's a drink,
Okay.
but it's a here. I'll
Butter
open it
bean
with
or
you.
butter balls?
Cheers.
Buzzballs.
Ooh,
Cheers.
Buzzballs.
Buzzball. She
Here's to
shook it up. She was mad
rattlesnakes.
at me.
Here's to rattlesnakes and condoms, 2 things we don't fuck with.
Cheers.
I'll go fuck myself.
You
With a
big condom
condom.
gal?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Hey, no, hey.
She's like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Literally.
no, I love that.
I think also, I mean, you and I were kind of talking about
Mhm.
this like last night.
Yeah.
I cannot do a random hookup. I cannot do it. It's first of all, it's fucking weird.
It is.
I can't connect with somebody. I will just be like in terror if it's someone that I don't actually connect with.
Yeah.
And like I just feel like it's better if you genuinely like love that person or have like such a deep emotional connection. And every person that I've been with, I think it's just like I was getting there with them and then we had sex and I was like, boom, we have to be together now. Like I'm attached to you, so now, you know.
That's a good way to process it. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. No, I agree with that shit 100%. Like the comfortability and knowing like where you can touch, like knowing like what your partner likes, knowing where you can touch them and like that camaraderie back and forth. That does, especially for women, I think, because they're more emotionally attached beings than men are per se. Whereas we're like more protectors and shit like that, not necessarily in our feelings, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's a good thing because like having that comfortability with that person, I think that like that makes the sex that much better, right? That
100%.
connection, right? I really do believe that.
Yeah, 100%. But, you know,
Yeah.
on that note, I think when you especially first start having sex with someone, use condoms. Once you're obviously in a relationship.
Then it's just free range, not pulling out of a driveway. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, then you know, you can stop using them. But it's just like, especially if you're not, it's the relationship hasn't been defined, I just think it's fucking risky and sketchy.
But
PSA, guys.
Are
be
you
smart.
telling me right now you've never pegged a dude?
No.
Okay. Look, you got
Really?
if you don't ask, you don't know.
Like, really?
It's a hard left turn, I know, but
It's
I'm
a-
just
A really
I
hard left turn.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a real, like, all right.
All right, what's this theory?
I think that every man, and I've had friends back me up on this, even gay friends, that every man is at least like 1% gay. Like a smidgen. There's no man that's like fully straight. There's no such thing.
Yeah, but they can't like backpedal like women can.
What do you mean?
You know, like a woman could hook up, like be like, oh my God, I hooked up with so-and-so, we
Oh,
were so
girl.
fucked up. And then a guy's gonna be like, cool. And then if a guy was like, yeah, I hooked up with,
I
with
fucked
the
my dude
homie.
Brody.
yeah, at the
yeah.
club
High five.
over the weekend and like,
Yeah.
yeah, that shit was crazy.
In the
No
strip
girl's
club
gonna
hot
fuck
tub.
with them after that.
You know,
I think some
Look,
girls
there-
may. I don't
there's
know.
In a man's butthole, there is a G spot. Okay. And
Yes.
if activated correctly, you'll literally come a gallon of milk. I mean, sometimes you just got to get picked up like a bowling ball, you know, knuckle deep bowling ball to really achieve
Yeah.
your euphoria. So yeah, I think that's true though. I think every guy's gay. To some extent.
Yeah, and it's like
I mean, I'll
look at-
see a guy and think he's handsome.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I compliment a motherfucker when he look good.
Yeah, but you can't just like hook up with a guy and then like come, like men can't come back from it. Like once you've done it, it's like slated up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's-
no, it comes with a stigma, I guess.
It's a double standard.
I guess like,
Wieners are ugly, dude. I don't understand how people are attracted. Like, when has someone ever sent a dick pic and been like, you know what, that's gonna work? They're ugly.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. But I think when you do love somebody, you think
Yeah.
that
Like, you
they're,
look past.
you're like, oh my God, it's so
bro, but it's the
nice.
poses they do too. The unsolicited ones and like the poses
Yeah,
they do.
why unsolicited?
Yeah, and like for what? And like if you're even gonna send an unsolicited one, like why is your leg propped up on the toilet like that? Like why are you posed like
What
that?
dick
Yeah,
pics
don't-
have you gotten?
goddamn.
I don't want to talk about it. Like for what?
Are y'all's DMs weird?
In the past they have been. I feel like now not so much. That's not an invite though, guys. Please. But I feel like they've been worse. They're kind of tame right now. What about you?
I think I get a lot of DMs from my TikTok usually
Hmm.
because I'll post some like crazy-ish stuff on there.
Mhm. Yeah.
And men will just always try to like slide in from like whatever I posted about
Yeah.
and be like, you can be mean to me. Like
Oh.
I'd cheat on you, or if you cheated on me, I'd apologize. So like
Wow.
I
Okay.
kind of like those ones though. They're not
Yeah.
creepy.
You're like a dom kind of thing to them then, to that extent.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just kind of the Northeast energy. With men in the Northeast, you can just be so fucking mean, and they're like,
Damn, I need to move.
I want to marry you. Like,
Yeah.
you just shit on each other, and like that's the vibes. And that's not like
That's
that
kind of
here.
sweet.
I know.
that, yeah.
It's like
I
a
need more of that.
Bronx love story.
Yeah. I think the majority of what I get is like if I have OnlyFans, like people asking like, do you have like an OnlyFans? How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
I got one.
Do you?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. How'd you start? What made you decide to?
Well, I got a buddy, CJ and Sonia. They live out in Vegas, and they did the OnlyFans shit during like the pandemic and stuff, and they made like $3 million.
Oh.
And so they do kind of like that avenue of shit. And I just over there, he's like, yo, she's got like a friend that like does this kind of stuff. So we did blowjob trivia. So me and him are sitting on these two chairs, and his wife and the girl, and like we have to answer American history trivia.
Huh.
And then when we get the question right, they keep going, you know, like blowing us. And then when we get it wrong, they have to stop. But you don't understand the
that,
immense
actually.
amount of pressure with the lights and the people in the room. As soon as they stop, you instantly go soft. And it's like a race against time.
Right.
You find out just how fucking retarded you are with American history trivia. Because it took us like an hour, you know? And
Oh
then
my gosh.
finally I won. But yeah, so it just, I like to
said
like do the
hour.
fun aspect of it. Like, I don't want anything to be degrading to women or anything like that. Obviously, they're in the industry as well. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I just wanted to keep it like light and fun. But you can laugh at it and jerk off to it at the same time. It's kind of a win-win.
Wait, that's kind of
So
sick.
are your subscribers men or women mostly?
It's majority. It's kind of men, dude. Like,
Yeah.
And I get like some weird ones. Like this guy wanted me. Like they messaged me with some private thing. $500 just send me like a dick pic. And I'm like, nah, because I'm not doing that for that. I'm like trying to catch a vibe and be fun or whatever, and you know live a kind of little rock star life thing. But like,
Right.
I'm not on there like. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, take a shirtless pic, blah, blah, blah. And like me, that's just not what I'm in it for. That's not what I'm doing. And my people that follow me, my analytics suggest 85% males, 50% females, and mine are heterosexual dudes. They're not gonna come jump on my OnlyFans to, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it didn't translate. So now I just kind of like, if I know like a chick that's got a lot of followers and wants to get into that, I kind of just like recruit for them.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Adam 22, like No Jumper. Like I think he started one right with his wife
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just brings on girls that they like mutually know. But his following was predominantly guys, obviously on like No Jumper and stuff like that. But they make a lot of money.
Yeah,
over
it's
here.
fucking lucrative.
Yeah,
Like,
they're killing
yeah,
it.
I know, yeah.
Okay, so fuck, marry, kill. You have Ellen, Dr. Phil, and Oprah.
Marrying Oprah.
Okay,
She got that money.
for sure. They all kind of do. Man.
Sprinkle.
Probably
Sprinkle.
kill Dr. Phil.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm probably gonna beat the brakes off of Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at those choices.
I like Ellen a lot. I've always. But then apparently they said she was mean or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
I heard that. I
I've
find
always
that-
loved Ellen.
Yeah, so hard to believe. I don't know. What about you, Bailey? If you had to pick from the three.
I mean, honestly, probably would marry Oprah as well for the money.
Okay.
I guess I'd fuck Dr. Phil.
Nice.
And I'd probably
Big, bald,
kill
creepy
Ellen.
guy just breathing on you. You know what I'm saying?
Just hunch.
Just one and done.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Just wiping his head, you know.
What about you?
Damn. I'm gonna have to go with his same answer, I think. Dr. Phil, I couldn't do it. I don't know. Something about the suit, the little like bald spot, I don't know. I feel like it'd be sweaty. Maybe smell like a little off.
You
Like
guys are making me
mothballs.
regret my choice.
I mean, it's okay. Like, live your truth.
Just like take a
mad at it.
Xanax and pretend it's not happening.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Wow,
I've never taken
that's
a
super
Xanax.
rapey.
Damn, Dr. Phil's like, hell yeah.
Came off really rapey, dude.
It's like she likes condoms, but I don't have to use one.
Yeah,
now.
she don't use
Oh,
condoms.
yeah.
You got to use the condoms, but let me take the Xanax first. You know what I'm saying?
Not Phil Cosby or Bill Cosby. What is it? Phil Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Oh my God.
If you could only be on one drug forever, what would it be?
Cocaine.
Okay.
Actually, nobody wants to be on a drug forever, dude. Because I don't
But if
ever
you
wake up
had
the next
to.
morning and be like, yo, I want to do. Every time I do cocaine, it's like, fuck, why did I do cocaine? Because
Mhm.
you have cocaine thoughts, depression sets in at 6 a.m. You're in a stranger's garage talking about God and politics and religion and aliens with a guy that delivers fucking pizzas for a living. And then like you see the chubby soft six in the background of the garage. She's been following around since Applebee's, and you're like, oh, come on in, darling. Let's fuck it. Let me redeem myself. And then you start kissing on her neck. It feels like a package of hot dogs. And then you try to fuck her, and your cocaine wiener's just blowing around the bridge, and you gotta apologize. Like, I swear to God, this never happens. Let me take you to Chili's on Friday. It's fucking miserable. Right? So yeah, no drug ever. I'd be sober. I'd be sober the rest of my life. That'd be cool.
Hell yeah. There
The
you go.
soft six in the background really got me.
Damn. I think Adderall for me if that's a drug. If
Actually,
if
yeah.
had to
Actually,
be
good
on
point.
one.
Yeah, it'd be Adderall.
Yeah.
That was good.
He's like,
that's
come
good
to think of
pivot.
it, yeah.
Actually, no. I should have took one before I came. Yeah, you're right.
Same.
You're right.
So much in common already.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
literally.
I think.
Oh, we're soulmates, dude.
Literally
Yeah,
soulmates.
no, absolutely. Do you think in a fight, have you heard of Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would win, you or him in a fight, a street fight?
Well, that's a bear.
But
Yeah,
your family's on the line.
That's a bear. I'm getting my ass.
like your
Family's
family's
on the line.
toast if you don't win.
Goodbye. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna
Fucked.
try? Or you just gonna, like, walk
yeah,
away?
but I mean, what was you gonna do? Has there anybody successfully ever beat up a bear? Can
There's
we-
tactics, yeah.
I mean, you could try to. I know on a shark, if you punch a shark in its nose, it'll fucking leave you alone. You punch a bear in his nose, it's just gonna piss him.
especially Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
He might not feel it.
No,
Like,
or
if you just
PCP
got some
bear.
K on
PCP
you.
bears.
Yeah, just puffs out.
Yeah.
PCP Bear. Damn, interesting. I think I could. I think I could be strategic enough to beat him.
Are you armed with anything or you just fist fighting?
My mental prowess, I don't know. I honestly think like there's got to be tactics to like defeat a bear. Like if you like play dead or something, catch him
you
off
could.
guard.
Yeah, they say if you play dead, but I mean, you're then not beating him. You're just simping out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Simping out.
Just get him to walk away.
Yeah.
Just
Please don't
calmly.
take my lunch money. You know, like fucking.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way to beat Cocaine Bear, or do you think it's just like a wrap for you and your family?
Oh, I would like just like black out and I'd be fucked.
Take a Xanax.
Yeah. You're like perfect for this occasion too.
Yeah.
Literally, like it'll go faster.
Yeah, we need a brand deal for Xanax. I'm like, we're really selling it on this podcast.
I've never taken Xanax, but like I can only imagine.
Dude, I took it once in my life, never again. Not a downer gal, but the one time I did was at a high school graduation party. I fell asleep in a moon jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone was like, yeah.
I've
Cheers,
ended up
Mono.
in. I've taken it one time too. I ended up in my neighbor's house in his closet with a toaster and a bunch of jelly.
Wow.
Woke up and I'm like, what happened?
What did I
You
get
know?
here?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's wild. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think best to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Best to like steer clear.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I think you just gotta do hot yoga and shit, you know, like in the best way, you know. And I can almost suck my own wiener, so that's cool.
Wow.
Are you there for the ladies like slightly?
No,
as
no, no,
well?
no. I'm literally like, it's just like something about being like physically spent.
Mhm.
Like that gives me more of an adrenaline rush and like a high than like actual drugs does.
Huh.
Like I have to stay, like for my mental health, I have to stay like active, or else I start getting like just weird anxiety riddled. Like I
Hmm.
have to be physical and active. Like I have to.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Do you go to the gym?
I go to the gym, but I almost broke my toe the other day. And let's talk about this right now.
Okay.
Okay. Ladies, the yoga pants y'all are wearing, not leaving much room for imagination. I mean, my God, ma'am, I can see your cooter. Please
Okay.
quit bending over in front of me on purpose. I took Cialis for pre-workout. I got to go jerk off in the
That's the
truck
thing,
now.
yeah, apparently.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm unracking a weight, and I forgot there was a 25-pound plate in front of the 45 point because this woman bent down in front of me. It fell right on my fucking toe. Like I'm pretty sure my toe's
Oh.
broken.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've heard that's the thing though, is taking Cialis like before the gym.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you get
It's
like a
the
good
best
pump, I
pump
guess.
you can get, even for a woman.
Ri-
I don't know that to be a fact. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
that to be a
take-
fact, but I know for a man, it's fucking incredible.
We could just grow a whole dick really well. I guess
Yeah,
we tried
your
it.
clit
like-
becomes a weed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, shit, how did this happen? Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guys that I knew in my home, in Corpus, of course, would do that. But I was like, how do you redirect the blood flow?
So you should don't take the whole one. Then just walk around with stiffy the whole time. But
Yeah,
like take
like-
a quarter, just like scrape it with your teeth a little bit, and then
Uh-oh.
fucking your money, baby. That's a pump from hell. It's great.
Really?
Damn.
Mhm.
That's
I
crazy.
want to try the sniffing salts, honestly.
Oh, the fucking yeah.
yeah.
Those don't, that's just more of a. It's not really a pre-workout. Just like, and then you're just like lit for a sec, and then it's like goes away.
They used to make us
Yeah.
do that before sales meetings.
No.
at work.
Really?
Yeah, I do door-to-door sales.
Who'd you work for? Jesus
I don't
Christ,
wanna
Jordan
talk
Belfort.
about
Fuck. dude.
Basically, yeah. Like my first day of work, I showed up and they were just like snorting Adderall, like doing that. And I was like, this is sick. But like, yeah, exactly. But yeah, the manager would come around in the morning with the little smelling salts and he's like, just smell it. I was like, do I have to? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, sick. So guys were like, whoa, just like screaming. Yeah, it was crazy.
So,
It wasn't
Are you
bad.
sponsored by the Buzzball?
No,
Okay,
I wish
good,
I
'cause I
was.
don't really like this that much.
Yeah.
It's got a weird taste to it.
There's like a
I'm gonna
pina-
drink it
Yeah.
because I'm polite. But
Yeah.
Polite.
There's a pina colada one that's a lot better.
oh yeah,
I got it like,
because this is
yeah.
peach.
yeah, I got it in a pinch, guys. We were starting
Hey,
the
I
pod and I
appreciate
was like,
you.
yeah.
I appreciate you. Nobody's talking about.
I do what I can, you know. I would like a sponsorship though. If y'all do want to sponsor me, I think it's delicious, personally.
She's like, I'm gonna throw a good review in there.
Exactly. Guys, please. I do need a sponsor. Do you think OJ Simpson did it?
I mean, why'd he run?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna run. I know I ain't do something. You know?
Yeah.
So probably hell, I don't know. But that was in the '90s.
Yeah, he was like
It was a
speeding in
crazy
that
time.
Bronco for sure. It was a different time.
It's a different time. Dude, the '90s
Oh,
ripped.
Dude, people got away with a lot of stuff. They had serial killers back then. Do we have those anymore?
I don't think you can anymore, right? They got things. I was watching the thing the other day. Like they found like some hair follicle DNA on the guy's pants that he killed and traced it back to the dude. I'm like, you can't get away with shit now.
Yeah.
No,
You
nothing.
know, so like
Mhm.
now I don't think you can have a serial killer.
No, like cameras and stuff like that too. Like social media. Like I don't think there's a way.
Like y'all remember? Because how old are y'all? If y'all don't mind me asking, is that appropriate? Yeah, okay, we don't have to answer that.
26.
31.
You're how old?
26.
Okay, you're
31.
I'm 33. So like,
Yeah.
y'all remember like even before MySpace, like when you didn't have cell phones, like how the fuck the only way you knew your buddies were hanging out is you saw the bicycles in front of somebody's house. Like, times were simpler back then.
Yeah.
Like before the internet, before all the dumb shit. Like, yeah, I miss that shit.
Yeah, but I think things were still happening back then, like even in simpler times. Like I was watching a TikTok the other day and I guess it was in like New Jersey or something like that. And there was just a guy in a bus dressed like a clown, just like snatching people up. You just didn't really hear about it because there was like no social media. So like stuff was still happening that was like nefarious.
Oh yeah, the John Wayne Gacy, we dressed up as the
I
clown,
think there
killed
was
all the
another
boys,
one.
buried him under his house. Yeah.
Something like that. But there was like another one and I guess it was like a hood version. Like it was like, they said it was in like just a really hood area and it was just a random guy. Yeah. Super sketch.
I mean, like, I feel like when it happens in the projects, it doesn't really like get that much coverage, you know?
Yeah. It almost happened to you in the projects.
You almost got abducted?
Yeah, when I also tried to do, you know, the door-to-door stuff after my corporate stint, went back to corporate because of this, really, honestly.
Almost got snatched up, yeah.
Yeah, I sold solar in Corpus.
My hometown,
and,
yeah.
someone tried to pull me into their car, so.
I was like, that's your first mistake ever. Not, she didn't know, but I was like, in Corpus, in my, like, it was a known fact, don't like walk by yourself as a girl. Like when I moved to Austin and I saw girls jogging alone, I was like, FaceTiming my dad, I was like, get a load of this shit, this is crazy.
No, downtown is the homeless problem is retarded. Wait, do you sell solar too?
No alarms, like security systems,
What solar companies you work for? I got a buddy that's like real big in that solar shit. He works for one of the big ass companies.
Watch it be the same one.
Yeah, Lumio, it was Lumio.
I think that's who he works for. So
they're plummeting.
Are they? Okay, then it ain't that
yeah.
because he's thriving right now. He just bought his first house and shit, like, or second house. So like, yeah.
Listen, I did it because I knew so many people that were rich doing it, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this because I am fearless
And then you
I
almost
don't
got
care.
killed. You know what I'm saying?
It almost killed you.
My dad's texting me every day, come home now. Like, you're not doing this shit. And I'm like, no, Dad, I'm gonna make it big. He's like, I'll literally pay you. Like, I will give you a salary if you just come home.
Yeah.
I know.
That's nice. I'm just still doing door to door. I'm like, well, anyways. But would you date a girl with OnlyFans or a stripper?
Yeah, I've done it several times.
Oh yeah, love that.
Some of the smartest women I know are strippers.
I love that. Some of my best friends
my
are
homegirl
too,
Kelsey, she makes like, she's got a master's in finance and statistics, so she's super smart. She has a bunch of properties and does hard money lending and shit like that. But like, she's like, look, I can take my clothes off for a month and make $60K. She's like, why wouldn't I do that? And she doesn't have to fuck anybody. I'm like when I need like financial advice on like certain like investment stuff and strategies and shit like that, like I talk to her. Like she's like, yeah, she's cool as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like what you do with the money too. Like I know this girl and she used to do like these poker games, like underground poker games, whatever. And she would probably like fuck a guy or two, whatever. But she stacked,
part of it.
Yeah, whatever. Like live your truth. And she stacked all that money, invested in crypto. Like she met a guy at the poker games who just like knew everything about crypto, invested it. And now she has like properties. Like she's killing it.
Dude,
crazy.
My mom used to tell me when I was little, it ain't how you get there. You just got to get there. Whether it's by bike, car, or train. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever hate on anybody's grind or hustle, how the shit they're doing. Like, if you got a vision, you got a plan, climb that fucking hill, baby girl. Miley Cyrus said it, it's the climb.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Always going to want to make it move, yeah. Were your parents supportive of you wanting to be a comedian always, or were they kind of hesitant?
Well, so I didn't even know I was going to be a fucking comedian. So, like, we come from, like, we weren't, like, dirt floor poor, but we didn't have a lot of shit, you know? And so when I got in Oldfield and I started making, like, $100,000, that's the most money everybody made in my family.
Sure.
And so I was doing that. I got good at that. And it just so happened at the time, it was, like, 2.5 years ago, I had a Snapchat and a private Facebook. And a buddy I played baseball with back home was like, man, send me these Snapchat videos and I'm gonna make you a TikTok. And the first one I posted was about that Miley Cyrus song, Everybody in Line for the Bathroom, trying to do lines in the bathroom. I was like, I felt that because I do drugs. And I went on this rant. It got 8 million views in a night.
Damn.
And like, it just kind of like picked up. And then just kind of happened. I fell in line with some guys in Austin and I did the Kill Tony thing. The first time I got up on Kill Tony, that was the first time I'd ever been on stage performing in front of anybody.
Really?
And it just went. And I was in that July, and then I did the New Year's Eve. I told my mom, I was like, Mama, I think I might quit and like actually go do this full time. She goes, that's fucking stupid. You're making like this amount of money. That's dumb. And I was like, I think there's something here. And then she came out to the New Year's Eve, like literally, not this New Year's Eve, the last one. And I opened up for Tony and I crushed. And my mom come and pull off stage. When I off stage, she's like, there might be something here. Go do that. So they're like, yeah. I mean, it's, my dad's kind of like, you're a grown man, do what you fucking want. But like, it's kind of scary because it's a big ass gamble. But if I didn't ever do it, I would be like, what if? I regret 100%. Not doing it. So like, no one tells you when you're ready. You just kind of have to jump and you fucking figure it out. Like, I'm not dumb. it's gonna be a little trial and error, but you'll figure it out, you know?
Yeah. So aside from that video, how'd you really get discovered and get on Kill Tony and all that? Like, how did that?
So that witch that I dated,
Yeah.
I was talking about now, it was my buddy's birthday, and we went out to Latchkey on E6 on a Sunday, and my boy Bobby Flacco, and who's my best friend now, they're in a band called Nether Hour. Well, I've been playing music my whole life. I played harmonica and shit like that.
Okay.
And we walked in, I was like, damn, this band's good. Like, I could tell the difference. And she's like, well, I used to fuck him, and I used to date the other guitar player. I was like, fuck this band, I hate them so much. But she introduced me to him and said hi, hello, and then just so happens we split one of the 17 breakups we had. We split that next day. Well, that next Friday, they were opening up for another buddy of mine, Ellis Bullard, and them down in New Braunfels. I went and checked them out, and they were opening up for him. And I sat at the bar with Bobby, and we started hitting it off, exchanged Instagrams, and we just would message back and forth. He's like, "Oh, you're fucking pretty funny." He's like, "You should come. We're the Kill Tony." They used to have at the Vulcan, and they were the after party band. He's like, "Come, I'll introduce you to Tony." Blah blah blah. I met Tony, put my name in the hat, and then I got pulled. And that first time I got up there, it was just like that. So it just kind of like spring loaded me, and I was just kind of like, all right, here we are.
That's sick.
Wow.
Did you write your jokes prior? Or they just
No,
like,
I was
came-
always firing from the hip, and that's what took me a long time because you got to realize, like, I'm like here into comedy, and like I wasn't doing open mics or doing anything like that. I wasn't writing shit. I was firing from the hip, right? And outside of a minute, I could do that minute, be crazy with the charisma, but then when I would get invited to the secret show, I'm eating a dick and bombing in front of 200 people instead of 5 people at a coffee shop. So I'm like, not good. So I had to hurry up and figure out, okay, I actually need to write and do shit correctly. So that's kind of how it all transpired.
Yeah.
Like that.
What's your process for writing? Do you think about things that have happened to you, or just kind of?
Yeah,
comes
it's
to
a
you?
lot of based, just shit that pisses me off or shit that like, and having this social media following, I have like I'll think of a premise, something that I think is
Yeah.
funny, and I'll say it on a reel on Instagram or a story, and I can tell by the interaction and the engagement, okay, people find that funny. Now let me go to the drawing board, sit down and write this shit out, because being funny in a garage or being funny here with y'all is different than telling that to strangers on stage. It has to be structured, calculated, and formulated. And you try to find the balance and hone that in. It just took me a minute to understand that process. And now when I go up on stage, I know, okay, this is gonna pop here, this is gonna work here. And in that, I'll go off the cuff and kind of like crowd work and move shit. But having those structured formats like really help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What kind of jokes do you feel like don't really hit? Like, what have caused some pretty awkward silences?
It's not like look, you ain't gonna be everybody's flavor. All right? I'm predominant single moms, drug related, you know what I'm saying? Sexual innuendos and shit like that. And some people, like when I was in Boston, actually, I performed there Wednesday. I thought Boston, townies, blue collar workers, the Irish, that's gonna be my people. I got up to Boston, it's a lot more liberal than I thought. And I remember I'm telling a joke, and there's this little Asian girl sitting there staring at me with the most disgust look on her face. I'm like, sorry, darling, I left my Harry Potter jokes at home. Sorry you got brought to this. You didn't want to come, but here we are. You know? So
Yeah.
like, some things people might find distasteful and shit, but I just try not to be, I'm not offensive, but I'm gonna say the word retard. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be derogatory in a sense that makes you uncomfortable or is like hated towards another group of people. But I'm going to say the words that I grew up saying because that's just me. But I'm not saying it to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm just saying it because that's how we express shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think people with somewhat understandings and, you know, they're like, look, he's just, look at him. He's cute. He's retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Like that little guy up there, yeah.
You know, so just shit like that. So I don't think I kind of stay away from, I don't like to divide the crowd, so I'll stay away from politics. I feel like there's no winner in politics. And honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't vote. So
Same.
I don't even pay my taxes.
IRS.
Yeah, right. Like, get this man.
I don't. I'm in trouble with them. Yeah.
We just get a fee for turning him in, like with the cats. I'm like,
Yeah, literally.
How much do we get for turning in this man for not paying his taxes?
Whoa.
Like, wait a minute.
You just inspired a new business for us.
Yeah,
so.
honestly. Yeah, I feel like it's just a different time now. There's so much you can't say. And I think, like, yeah, there's trying to hurt someone's feelings intentionally, but then there's just people being very sensitive, in my opinion.
No, but I'll on the contrary to that. For a while now, it has been that woke culture shit, right? But since I've been in comedy, it's only been a year. I'm starting to see a shift in the shit that you can say, and not necessarily get away with, but I think people are finally kind of getting fed up and tired of that old same fucking narrative of that woke culture bullshit. Like, guys, I grew up on an oil rig with a bunch of motherfuckers that talk a certain type of fucking way. That's 80% of this country is made up blue-collared workers. Like people who don't make enough money, probably living check to check, and are just tired of the bullshit. Like I feel like comedy is the real last true art of free speech. You can say, if you it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you say something in a hateful way, you're a fucking asshole, okay? But like, let me express to you the shit that I think about, and tell you in a way of which like I would portray it. I'm not trying to be hurtful. I'm just trying to be thorough. You know, like this is what fucking bothers me. You know, so shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is like end game for you? What's your goal? How would you know you've reached like peak success?
It's probably just fulfill my potential, knowing what I am potential. Like I get a lot of messages at times that people like, hey man, I've been going through a rough patch. I watch your videos and they get me through the day. I had a guy come up to my show one time. He's like, dude, I'm having to bury my brother tomorrow. I'm supposed to be on an airplane to fucking Colorado to put him down. He's like, but in the entire time in the hospital, we would watch your videos, laugh, and share those moments together. He's like, I saw you were coming to town to switch my fight to come see you. So like, look, money only buys a change of misery. So I ain't really in it for the money, but if I got a way to make somebody's day a little bit better, then I've won. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't really know what the pinnacle is. I mean, obviously, the fortune and fame and everything brings stuff, and that's cool, but I'm just trying to catch a vibe, have a good fucking time. I wasted 11 years of my life on an oil rig at fucking 2 weeks on to 3 weeks on in a stint
Yeah.
and missed a lot of shit. I'm just trying to live, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to someone that's in that situation still who might be working in like the oil field or like a 9 to 5 and they're super unhappy and they want to try something like this, but they're scared to make the leap? What would your advice be to them?
I mean, listen, Columbus took a chance, found America, right? So fortune favors the
Did some
bold.
bad shit, but yeah.
Well, you know, hey, well, dude,
Like,
hey, well, yeah, we don't know, but
Like-
no, fortune favors the bold, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to be run of the mill and same old thing, and some people like that, and that's good for some people. But if you want more, I mean, no one's gonna hand that shit to you. Go get that shit, man, and like make a plan and execute it, and you're gonna fail. Like that's the part of it. Like it's not all just gonna be like boom, boom, bang, set out. Like you're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to think on your feet. But that's the part of living. Like that's like that. The calluses of the bad shit that's happened to you in life teach you how to not get scars of tomorrow. Like that's the shit people don't take into consideration. Just jump. You'll land on your feet eventually.
Like a cat, full circle.
Pressure makes
Love that.
diamonds.
Here we are.
Yeah.
The Lion King. You ever
Love
seen
it.
it? Okay.
Yeah, ever heard of
Alright.
it?
Lion
Yeah.
King.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having me
This
so
has been
much.
so much fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And, you know, sorry for the buzzball, but
Yeah, I'm still trying
can't
to
win
get
them
that
all.
down, but
And-
it'll be all right.
Yeah. Bailey, thank you for being a returning guest yet again.
Of course.
And where can they
thanks for
find you
having me.
guys?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at my just all Uncle Lazer, and then OnlyFans is Uncle Lazer 69.
As you should.
Right?
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, Uncle Lazer, I'm on tour. I'll be in Florida this weekend, and then all throughout Ohio, and then Denver, Vegas. It's all coming. You can check it on my website, Uncle Lazer Comedy.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad my friend met you at the after party so we could have you on today.
Yeah. Thanks, Thad or
You're-
Tad or whatever. Yeah. I
Shout
didn't even
out.
know that. Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
after parties in Austin. You know, take the good with the bad. And
Yeah.
Bailey, where can they find you?
Instagram, TikTok, it's Bailey Maya.
Got some juicy stuff going on TikTok right now too, so I would
Well,
check it out
yeah,
for
yeah.
real. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to Secured Sessions. I'm Rebecca, obviously. Until next time, love you guys so much. Bye.